the Kenneth Kaunda International Airport, and since the funeral cortege went through to mourning International Center, members of the Republic have been able to have a first-hand opportunity to say goodbye to the late Republican president.
Well, thank you. And I think every Zambian that loved the president, as has been demonstrated, will say, well, this has come too soon. But the reality is, it's a final resting place where we're at. Just seeing what was happening at Heroes Stadium, where thousands showed up to be part of the mass that took place there. And as you can hear, the beginning of the ending is, and it's been very touching indeed, mixed emotions, and everything has gone well so far. The election is being given 5 days for Zambia.
It is, and indeed we have a maelstrom of emotions coming from different sectors of society. We're well aware of the fact that at different points across the country, there are in fact big screens have been mounted so that all of you can get an opportunity to watch the live pictures as we bring them to you at ZNBC. The site right behind us is where the late two presidents buried so far: the late Republican president Levi Monawasa in 2008, and also the late Frederick Chiluba.
And it's very hard for many countries to understand again, Zambia has risen from this situation through peaceful transition. We've heard a lot of statements without regard. Men and women of the church pray for Zambia to we love unity, and we should be able to get out of this very, very well. But everybody's not going to the first family. It's going to be very hard, and looking at the life of a man who dedicated such a period of 3 years has got everybody talking. And the question is, will that legacy be pushed forward? And I think the best way to respect him will be for whoever comes to take over to make sure that that dream of ensuring that every Zambian is comfortable is real.
As ZNBC, we've heard from different perspectives, introspections as to who the man Michael Chiluba Sata was. It's something that we have in the country currently, visiting heads of states from neighboring countries, and it's been fortifying to the Zambian people to know already arrived here at Embassy Park, and we also did see them witness some body viewing at State House during the course of yesterday, and we did have various messages that came through from various heads of state. Let's just show you some of these messages.
A great ally and a great freedom fighter, not just for the Zambian people, but also for the Zimbabwean people, and indeed for the other our neighboring countries, Mozambique, Namibia, South Africa, Angola. She's departed. Of that age that fought against white colonialism very early on. Age is age. Is gone. Africa, and I remember the president and I keep in mind this face of the president, and I can say that he's a very big president. He loves his country, he loves his people, and he's always for the peace and for the development of the people, and to fight against corruption. And it's a big person.
Yeah, that's why we came here. To our sisters and brothers in Zambia, to the government of Zambia, in particular to the widow and the children, Mozambique and Zambia.
At the funeral of the late Republican President, Mr. Michael Chilufya Sata, this bleak Tuesday. Franklin, a lot of emotions about points we saw from the morning Hero Stadium, and now to Embassy Park, where in fact the mourners, a select few mourners in this instance, are gathered to just say our final goodbye as we lay to rest our late Republican President. Sadiq is in attendance today at this important time. We also have Mozambique's Armando Guebuza in the country, as well as the president of Madagascar. South Africa's Deputy President Cyril Ramaphosa and Minister of International Relations and Cooperation Maite Emily Korana Mashabane are also present here at the burial. In attendance of the state funeral is Swaziland Prime Minister Barnabas Msiso
the FAS president of Zambia, President Commissioner Walia, in attendance, and you will recall that Zambia in the Africa under the leadership of the late president, and attendance to go see here at Embassy Park, and you understand the quiet various political party leaders in attendance. And you see Deputy President there, Edith now, or just waiting for what really should not have happened, but has happened anyway. But my God, just impact on many people here, restricted sitting. And she has been through a lot of time, a lot of hard times, and sooner rather than later, we'll be seeing her late husband's body being lowered right here.
Absolutely, the arrival of the by a very short ceremony. It is expected that there will be an opening prayer, which will be followed by the blessing of the grave, after which there will be a lowering of the casket into the site that is on your screens currently. The Sata will be accorded a 21-gun salute simultaneously with a flight past by a Zambia Air Force colleague. And there will be a committal as well as burial, which will be followed by the usual ceremony that whose loss is great indeed this momentous day. And we'll also have senior government officials as well as our visiting heads of state lay their wreaths in a particular order. This will be followed by the presentation of a flag before a closing prayer is given. So we do see that it's expected to be quite a brief ceremony here, Frank.
Well, it is understandable what has been said, and Zambia experiencing this kind of development when Mrs. Maureen Mwanawasa lost her husband, and she is here today to offer comfort, to share the grief with Dr. Sata, who gets to be widowed, unfortunately, and is a very touchy issue, as it were. Any political campaign, as I saw Dr. Hakainde Hichilema and Edgar Lungu, the party's PF Secretary General, who is also Defense and Justice Minister, and we heard him address the mourners at the Heroes Stadium, just like we heard from the acting president. And at the end of it all, what was gotten from there.
Absolutely so, and that is well put indeed. This is in fact a Zambian funeral. You see, they are in fact opposition members that are here at this funeral. Another, and at a time like this, really political divides are not of sort of priority whatsoever. We are also consoled by the fact that it's not just visiting heads of state from regions transcend borders and continents. We did get a very touching message from Chinese President Xi Jinping, who stated that President Sata attached great importance to developing friendly and cooperative relations between countries, having further consolidated and developed. President Xi Jinping went on to say that he highly valued the development of relations between Zambia and China, and he believes that the joint efforts of the two governments surely
I come from the representing His Excellency President Salva Kiir Mayardit and all the people of South Sudan to express our condolences for the loss of one of the greatest leaders of Africa, late His Excellency Michael Sata. As you know, Zambia had done a lot throughout to help the people of South Sudan achieve their peace, And our president, Salva Kiir Mayadi, a personal friend of the late His Excellency President Sata. So we have come here to express our grief together with the family and the people of Zambia, and to share with the people of Zambia that led our mourning, a great loss, not only to your country, but to Africa, and particularly to the people of South Sudan, to whom our president owes great friendship to the late president. So one is greatly honored to be at this hour of ceremony, so that we just together, but also pray together with the Almighty God, so that His soul.
Well, this is a very sad moment for Zambia. Have always had very good and close relationships, and our President Jacob Zuma is sorry that he could not be here, but he had really moments like these help to bring us closer together. They they strengthen us, and they increase our resolve to continue the bridges between the two nations, the two countries, and the two peoples. History with the people of Zambia, they many years, days of our struggle, and they helped to bring democracy to our country. It's for that that the passing away of President Sata hurts us, and it affects us very, very deeply, because we have lost peace in themselves, and we pass our condolences to them. And that is why we are here. The Foreign Minister of International Relations, South Africa.
So the Deputy President Cyril Ramaphosa, and now the pictures indicating, showing the arrival of the body at M, which is the opposite to a waiting crowd of dignitaries, family, invited guests who all waiting to see the rest of the program, which next is expected. Be well aware, this is the third time that Zambia is coming. Zambians are coming to bury their leaders. If you consider what happened, we met President Mwanawasa, Dr. Frederick Chiluba, and now
some more heart-rending moments as we await the entrance of the casket containing the body of the late Republican president.
president, but thoughts going out to be free. It was evident by his side through the hard times, and we'll need a lot of prayer, comfort, to take over the mantle of being the pillar of the family. Traditional leaders have also found their way here to Embassy Park. These include Paramount Chief President we saw earlier on, and this is Chimazimawe. And clearly it is an important occasion that affects everybody in the country, and certainly it's going to end up being very, very sad. Look at the pensive mood in which at Embassy Park, where the official program is just about to start.
We can only imagine what's going through the minds of the people that knew President Sata personally, that worked with him through the years, through his days as a councillor, as governor of the great city of Lusaka, and later on in his circles, umbrellas, and eventually as opposition leader and as Republican president. Live in picture there, the casket is now entering Embassy Park grounds, where we're about to witness the final moments.
And it is through the usual fashion that we have come accustomed to from the time of the body arriving from London, full military honors accorded to Zambia's fifth president. The body, the casket coming from Hero Stadium, where members of the public attended the church service. Now, the final resting prayer at Embassy Park, and full decorum, a lot of respect, and everybody at Embassy Park upstanding in respect of the man dedicated to his country, and many have said he loved a common person, a loving husband as well, and leaves behind a loving wife who long was cherished. Good moments shared with Zambia's politicians, a complete politicians. Never give up. That is the spirit of the Lord I'm talking about. Today, and just outing to the Lord is in his honor. What mirrors have done so efficiently, making the whole hard way, but it's been a lot to ensure that the respect that is so deserved of the president to him, defense and security losing their commander-in-chief, and surely demonstrating how much respect they had for His Excellency the President Sata.
In a short while, there will be an opening prayer that will be seen at the grave before being lowered into the ground that has been specially prepared presidential burial site at Embassy Park. There will be, after that, a singing of the national, who will be quoted the ultimate honor as Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces. The 21-gun salute that will simultaneously follow past with the fly past by the Zambia Air Force before the body is committed and burial place. The first family, heads of state, will be able to pay their respects.
Thank you. The First Lady, Dr. Sata, members of the bereaved family, His Excellency Dr. Scott MP, Acting President of the Republic of Zambia, and Dr. Scott. Excellency Mr. Piabos Mbanda, the fourth President of the Republic of Zambia. His Excellency Abe, the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe and Chairperson of Sata and Amai Mugabe. His Excellency, Your Excellency, Mr. Kunya Ohamba, President of the Republic of Namibia, and the First Lady. Excellent Mr. Uhuru Kenyatta, President of the Republic of Kenya. Namibia, His Excellency John Yakubu Gowon, former President of the Federal Republic, I present Honorable Ed Galungu, the Secretary General of the Department of Defense and Justice. Her Excellency Mohammed Kai, Vice of the Republic of South Africa. The Right Honorable Dr. Barnabas Sibusiso Dlamini of the Kingdom of Swaziland. Right Honorable Dr. Vice President of the Republic of Malawi. Our Excellency Dr. Aja Isato, Vice President of Zambia. Other distinguished Democratic Republic of Congo, the Republic of Rwanda, Republic of South Sudan, Saudi Arabia Democratic Republic, the People's Republic of Chariot, Chariot, an international conference on representatives have lectured long between the of the Central Committee of the Patriotic Front, honorable deputy ministers, senior government Sata, your ambassadors,
Members of the press, those behind you cannot see. I requested you to sit down. They haven't come to see you.
Everybody now trying to be taken in the salute.
There will also be a simultaneous of the Zambia Air Force, who are in fact ceremonially bidding to their commander-in-chief.
Able to see Dr. Sata failing to hold, her tears rolling, become too much to bear. This is too much. Just trying to make sure that the casket is placed properly for its lowering, and as it is lowered, the down salute and the flight past.
Vantage points that have been laid out across the country, as you can see. Any opportunity to see the pictures is being utilized. This is a very, very crucial time as we say goodbye, our final goodbye to the late Republican President, Mr. Michael Sata. And it's truly heartbreaking for the people who are closest to him and to the Zambian people as a whole.
The moment of truth right before millions of Zambians' eyes as the casket is about to be lowered. International broadcaster using every means to ensure that every viewer gets.
Your Excellencies, at this particular moment in time, may I request that we all be upstanding to observe the military tradition. The 21 gun salute and the fly past simultaneously.
Just left the side of the casket, which will now be lowered. And as you heard from our master of ceremonies, there will be a simultaneous 21 gun salute offered in respect of the memory of the late Republican president, as well as a fly past by the Zambia Air Force.
The body of the late president, and this is the final goodbye from a man who loved his country passionately, so dearly, and leaves a legacy that will never be erased, leaves behind a loving wife who breaks down and can't hold back emotions. It's really too much to bear. The question is why? She's lost a loving husband, a grandfather, a partner.
She's lost her best friend. Well, me lost the president. Everyone has lost best friend. And now
Emotions really high, unbelievable, seems to some many every Zambian. And finally, Dr. Kasim. Disbelief. This is clearly very hard indeed, and tears rolling down, and many Zambians will not forget what this great son of Zambia stood for. He did his best, and finally,
as resting place until
we make the city Lubuto. Since Almighty God has told our brother Michael to life to himself, we commit his body here. Please be seated. Christ was the first to rise from the dead. We know that you will raise him up our mortal bodies to be like peace and glory. We commend our brother to the Lord, that the Lord receive him into his peace and raise up his body on the last day. Thank you so much, the bishops. We have come to the other tradition, which is throwing in of soil or stone, as it were. I want to ask the First Lady to stand by Sata.
It's done. The casket has been lowered. The reveal and last post ceremony has been carried out. 21 gun salute simultaneously with the fly past has been conducted. And at this point, the committal and burial rites shall proceed, as you see in the picture. The first family, for them, is a very personal moment with the rest of the country. As Dr. Kansara says goodbye to her husband.
One last look for the last time, being comforted by Mrs. Mugabe on the route.
Mr. Michael Children and grandchildren never get a chance to have another conversation with their father. And truly, the hearts of Zambians go out to them all. Acting President Dr. Guy Scott, with Mrs. Charlotte Scott, who has been an unflinching pillar of support for Dr. Kaseba during this time of mourning. Also saying goodbye by way of the ceremonial throwing in of some dirt.
Dr. Scott has been Mr. Sata's right-hand man. We're together through thick and thin.
And finally,
Today he's acting president, but has to say to his close colleague.
Secretary General Edgar Lungu, with Mrs. Lungu, are also here to say goodbye and pay their last respects to the late Republican president.
It will be remembered that the president, that Mr. Lungu, to act as president in his absence, with the expectation of him returning, but that was not to be.
And we'll see members of the press, both local and international, eager to get those vital pictures and send them out across the world as we tell the story of how Zambia buried her president. Those are the service chiefs saluting their commander-in-chief.
It's the last salute that they give to the commander-in-chief. And it's an emotional one as well. And now clearing the area
for safety reasons, as we are about to see that the lid open orifice is actually quite heavy. It's made of pure marble, and it's about where, in fact, our late Republican president now lies and will lie henceforth.
it will take a bit of organization to just how heavy it is, and that will mark the end of an era. The biggest challenge that poses to the next leader was very, very high. It will certainly be hard to fill in those shoes, but that was heard during prayers yesterday. God already knows who the next Zambian president will be.
There is a choir, we have a choir singing. There is no choir, we invite our brass band.
Well, clearly the announcement is important because it's going to take a little bit of a while to move, to start recovering, and in the process during the wait, there certainly will be a need to counter that in deep thoughts.
President was an evaluation to say goodbye to. He worked with the late president at one point to the Lusaka City Council, and they were in fact compatriots with Emmanuel and the speakers that we saw at Hill Stadium. Ukraine has begun its work lifting the lid, lifting the headstone that will be used to cover is the presidential parade ground.
Well, it will be up to the public whenever they find time to come to the Embassy Park to pay their respects. I expect that to go on for some time to come. And it's said over and over, can be oversaid with the silent loss that this is to the country is just so great.
Will be placed on top of the site where now the late Republican President, Mr. Michael Chilufya, rests. And I know, frankly, that people are eager to read their writing. I was especially excited by the family of the late Republican President. The public will be able to visit the site and pay their last respects and say goodbye, wave goodbye, and just remember the late Michael Chilufya Sata.
And there are many ways of remembering him, coming from humble background, born in 1937 in Pika, in the North Province, on the railway. Among other things, was a porter at Victoria Railway Station, began actively participating in politics of Northern Rhodesia in 1963. Following independence, he worked his way up to the Tambo run 85 as governor. He made his mark as a man of action with a hands-on approach, and many remember him cleaning up the streets, patching roadways, building bridges in the capital city. You can remember Parliament of Kawata constituency rest here at the Embassy Park. He left the NLD to form his patriot front, and the patriot he was with the option for 10 years. And he never got the vote that he wanted after first attempt, but never gave up until 2011 when he got a resounding victory. And they told everybody now he was to rule for only 3 years.
Indeed, one had And since being sworn in on 23rd of September 2011, I know the memories will be rife in many people's minds as a huge crowd gathered at the Lusaka High Court of the Supreme Court, and he was sworn in as the fifth Republican president of the Republic of Zambia. The late president, upon assuming office, affirmed his commitment to serve the Zambian people diligently. And he committed to addressing our needs, especially those of the poor and the vulnerable. And he was guided by the vision that the citizens of this big land not only deserve better lives. There were many projects that he embarked upon, and he did not take kindly to any form of delays as he delivered upon the promise that he made to serve the people of Zambia. If only they would give him the trust, if only they would vote him into office. Achievements recorded during his tenure of office, short tenure of office as it happened. It's growing the economy and project. I think that's one of the most remarkable achievements that the late president had, and it's something that you could tangibly point to and say, look, this is something that the late Sata was passionate about, and the best way that we can honor his memory and improve the lives ultimately of the Zambian people is to see to it that as gatekeepers we can
turning it from what negatively used to be referred to as a landlocked country, which by description made the country look like it was in a difficult position, to a land-linked country. And this opens up that it can be the nerve center of the regions. They can't pass through the country with much ease, with a developed road network, but most importantly, that its own people, the Zambian people, many of whom live in lane areas who don't have good access to roads, may now begin to this development is affecting everybody. And like you said, that video, the lady singing awards in the Jubilee, and she did it's a season now that you have to deal with the MMD then served as Minister for Local Government, for Labor, for Health, and for many, because during the time he was Health Minister, that through the ranks, there was indeed the man of action, made a couple of changes that had positive impact on the public when he was Minister of Health, and state that the reforms that he brought up to 2017.
This person that we are carrying today was, and frankly, noting that he was in fact in a hurry. That was immediately apparent. He was in a hurry to make sure that his already alluded to. And he did already, he also accelerated the upgrading of the 3 international airports, and he started out by renaming them to carry Kumbula, which is
million people. Life was in 2008 during the reconciliation with the President Mwasa. To Johannesburg, South Africa, where he politically him and Dr. Mwasa were fierce rivals in the political sphere. But the reconciliation was public for everybody to see. And
another serial which is known. The session of name, may I request
yes, so touching a stone under which
all children to be led by his worship of the city of Lusaka, Mr. Sata. Thank you.
Great Republican presidents. They have their own stories to tell about being Sata, young Satas, and now adults in their own right. And people can relate to how it is to lose a parent, and then they had the added pressure of having to share this moment with the rest of the country. As Zambia carries a president, heartbroken children, heartbroken grandchildren coming to lay their wreaths on altars.
Zambia is feeling the pain of losing the president. The children to feeling the pain of losing the father, a friend, a grandfather, a unifier of the family, and the inspiration. And today, they can only pray, say goodbye. And looking down upon them with hope that they will emulate what he did as a human being on earth. They will carry on as a legacy to another level. And that's a challenge. And that is the expectation that they will have to meet.
A representative. I now request a representative from the left president side. A representative, please.
Of course, we cannot lose sight of the fact that there is an entire extended family loss of a son. And truly, we do feel for them at this trying time as well. We're about to have a representative from the family come and late. Not all of them can make their way to it. And they have been with the rest of Zambia in spirit every step of the way. And I'm no doubt feeling the pain of every single step that we are in fact witnessing on our screens right now.
Zambia is watching from different places.
Representatives from the First Lady's side.
As families are called from each side to come and lay their wreaths. And as Zambians watch from every place they possibly can, that very Zambia should be asking themselves, telling each other, this is why it will be important to maintain the peace, it will be important to maintain the unity and to strengthen each other and pray that Zambia gets will propel the country to greater heights. As Zambia remains a model for peace and unity, thriving in democracy on the continent of Africa. But today, losing his leader and his relatives, the president's relatives, just grieving, and Zambians mourn with them.
May I now invite His Excellency Dr. Guy Scott, the acting president, and Dr. Charlotte Scott to come and lay a wreath.
Dr. Scott and Charlotte Scott making their way to lay a wreath. I know for Dr. Scott, this is also a very poignant moment, considering the fact that he was comrades with the late Republican president from way back when they served together in different portfolios under different governments, when they served together as members of the opposition, and now as peers, as president and vice president, respectively.
Addressed the public at Hero Stadium and obviously through television, media to the rest of the country, and he made emphasis that as acting president, he had a role in ensuring that Zambia's transition in finding the next president.
The acting president is followed by Honorable
everything we to make sure that happens.
Patriotic Fund Secretary General and Minister of Defense and Justice.
We did also see earlier on Hero Stadium during the Requiem Mass. General Edgar Lungu actually broke down when he was asked to give a word about this man whom we're burying today. They worked very closely together, and he had a great deal of a matter of trust in the sense that many a time when he was traveling out of the country for various reasons, the late Republican president would in fact entrust Mr. Lungu with the instruments of power.
Time of demise and then to your excellency. So what I'm going to do is this, very simple. I'm going to ask
so Minister of Defense, Minister of Justice, PF Secretary
former president both in Zambia and those that have come to visit us. They will go as a group. Sorry for grouping you in the interest of time, Your Excellency. Your Excellencies,
So Dr. Kenneth Kaunda,
including the visiting former heads of state, not the sitting presidents, no, the former heads of state.
You could say also played a very big role in shaping, as he was a minister, his minister in the unique government, which
A round of applause
obviously
these are our seniors.
led.
A round of applause. They are our great
And
leaders.
as has been said, Mr. Michael Sata rose through the rank of unit to become governor of Lusaka in 1985. And under Dr. Kaunda, Mr. Michael Sata made his mark as a man who believed in being able to deliver, be pragmatic, and a man of action. There seems to be a general downturn in the economic, Zambia's economy to the point when Lusaka was thriving because of the Lusaka governor then, Mr. Michael Sata. Today, Dr. Kaunda lays a wreath on his one-time minister.
Now he has to bury a much younger man. It must be truly heartbreaking.
I'm going to request the SADC chairperson, His Excellency Gabriel Mugabe, to lead other heads of states that are visiting. Thank you so much. A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
President Robert Mugabe of Zimbabwe leading other visiting heads of state in the interest of time as they all go forth to lay. President Sata had an illustrious political career as he fought for the betterment of the lives of the people of Zambia. He added that President Sata's commitment will forever remain. He stated, and I quote, "Our truly appropriate message at this time."
Zimbabwean President Robert Mugabe. He also did a powerful speech at Hero in Zambia, and also to have whoever will take over to emulate the works of elected presidents. He lays his wreath.
Comrade Mugabe and President Sata shared quite a camaraderie we witnessed, especially prior to the co-hosting of the United Nations World Tourism and in Victoria Falls town, respectively. Moments there that we'll never forget as Zambian people. And we are grateful to the people of Zimbabwe for giving us support at this time.
They'll go as a separate entity.
Well, the director of Serval is finding what you call a smart way of beating time. And it's obviously appreciated that the dignitaries understand being grouped as they are called upon to lay the wreath here at the Embassy Park, the final resting place for Mr. Michael Chibuike Sata, His Excellency, the President, Zambia's fifth president, who born November 11, 2014, depriving the country of more development that will come through him.
Who are present here with us, all the vice presidents,
and the vice president will include naturally the vice president of South Africa, who is present here representing Mr. Jacob Zuma, the Ramaphosa, and also Tanzania's vice president Ali Bilal is present here to represent his country as they commiserate with the Zambian people at this time of bereavement.
After the vice presidents, we are going to have Her Royal Highness, the Countess of Wessex, representing Queen Elizabeth II. Followed by other distinguished heads of delegations from Angola, Ethiopia, Democratic Republic of Congo, Republic of Rwanda, South Sudan, Sahrawi Arab Democratic Republic,
representative of Her Royal Highness Queen Elizabeth.
This includes all foreign dignitaries that
the United Kingdom
mentioned
that has been for
Then we are going to have members of the diplomatic corps whose heads of state and representative are not here of state and government are not with us here today. You are allowed to go and represent your nations. I thank you. Members of the diplomatic corps whose heads of state and government are not represented, but who are here representing that government. Thank you, Excellencies.
The outpouring of support for Zambia at this moment has been truly overwhelming, frankly. truly the Zambian people are, to be able to have so many hands to hold on to for constellation at a time like this.
Well, that's absolutely true, including representation from second through of Wessex, wife to
by the existence of Sadiq Comesa and international Great Lakes regions in that order. Executive Secretaries of Sadiq Comesa, Great Lakes region. UNX and ADB. UNX and ADB.
As a member of regional bodies that enhance cooperation, unilateral cooperation in the region, Zambia ratified several agreements. The late President Sata, this was a clear display of his support and his appreciation of the value of cooperation with other countries and other countries. Representatives of nations that have significantly helped to improve the lives of Zambian people. And this is a development that dearly cheered the late Republican President, Mr. Michael Sata. They're here to just pay their respects, as well as when.
It is my prayer that all the countries that came to mourn with us have put the rites. If I missed you, it's not by design. I would humbly request that you do us that honor.
It's also important to note that in the days to come, very soon, as a matter of fact, those of you that are sitting in your homes and watching us on your screens will have come forth. You may have a wreath of your own to lay, or you may simply personally stand by the president, and you will have the opportunity to do so. Embassy Park is open to members of the general public. If you simply have a moment or two, sit and say goodbye, remember, and sit and reminisce of the president's last time.
May I also take this opportunity to all the first ladies. Maybe I made a mistake when I said the excellencies. It meant to go with your spouses. But let me correct that. All the first ladies that are here, Mrs. Zuma and others, please, may I humbly request that you make the rites right now. Thank you. If there are first ladies that I missed.
The power that a woman possesses to provide comfort in a time of grief.
What it means.
And we do have former First Lady Dr. Maureen, firsthand what Dr. Kaseva must be going through at this moment. She herself has lost her husband, that is buried here at the Embassy Park. And you see her in picture there with former First Lady Vera Campbell.
If that is being done, I'll revert back to Zambia as I request the acting Chief Justice, the Speaker of the National Assembly, to be able to help us with the acting Chief Justice and the Speaker of the National Assembly with your spouses.
In the interest of time, the Director of Ceremonies interested in making sure that no notable person is skipped
from foreign countries that are here.
It has been quite a day so far, this Tuesday, the 11th of November. As we've seen the various barrier rites, we've got a Requiem Mass that was held at Hero Stadium, and now here at the Embassy Park.
As we continue, let me just announce that representatives of all political parties that are here will be on the standby. And I'm talking about leaders of various political parties, and I'm serious.
Of course, this being a Zambian funeral, we have leaders,
presidents. I'm reminded that I kindly and humbly request madams that you go and lay the wreaths. The former presidents who are here, their spouses also may wish to lay the wreath. If that is done in the interest of time, could I humbly request the service chiefs?
Dealing with this process being rushed, understandably in the interest of time. We would not want a situation where dusk befalls us before these important rights are in fact
leaders of political parties, members of the Central Committee of the Patriotic Front, Movement for Multi-Party Democracy, United Party for National Development, United Liberal Party, Heritage Party, Forum for Democracy and Development, National Restoration Party. Is that a party leader or is it a group? I only requested for the party leaders. I know their leaders, they move the bigger entourage. Provost, no entourage, lays the wreath. Only the party leaders. National Movement for Progress. Zambia for Empowerment and Development. National Movement for Progress. All People's Congress Party. National Revolution Party. Zambia Conservative Party, Alliance for Democracy and Development, National Democratic Party. Others have just written letters, and I'll go by the letters. OPFP, ZPP, whatever it is, NSP, Party, Alliance for Better Zambia, Fourth Revolution Party, Green Party, Zambia Direct Democracy Movement, and it's about to start raining. So all the parties that I've mentioned, if there is no party that was registered with us, we simply apologize. May that party go ahead and lay the wreath. Your Excellency, I might end up also having a party very soon. There are too many parties. Church mother bodies, the remembrance of saint icons and so on. Our leaders, churches. After the spiritual leaders, church mother bodies represent the place in the interest of time. Maybe for the sake of clarity, our honorable cabinet ministers, deputy ministers, have been represented by the acting president. I hope to close it all, our traditional leaders, if Musheso, Shon Seshipano, Land, our traditional leaders, come with all those who came with their own personal risks. Please, you can go ahead.
Managing this type of events is not an easy task. You may understand it does call for a lot of determination and control. Otherwise, there would be a lot of disorder. However, the director of ceremonies is doing everything possible to ensure that everything runs according. The dignity is maintained throughout the nearing the end.
AU had gone, so and I make that apology because whoever came to tell me, I'm the master of ceremonies. I'll get AU chairperson to go and let the madam. Our Royal Highnesses, I request that we do our ceremony so that we can staff at State House. So I'm going to request the staff, senior staff at State House, to close the door. Thank you so much. State House staff or representative. Your Excellencies, heads of state and government, distinguished monarchs, we are coming to the close of this ceremony. After the State House staff, that marks the end. Ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of the rain ceremony. Dr. Guy Scott, the acting president of the Republic of Zambia, to come and make a few remarks. Your Excellency, sir.
All other dignitaries present, may I simply say fellow mourners. On behalf of all of you gathered here, and that includes those of you who were following the proceedings on the national television, countrywide and beyond. This burden we have had is not one which could be accomplished without the help and consolation from sympathizers both from within and outside the country. In this regard, I wish to sincerely express our gratitude to the various heads of state and government, the international community, and all well-wishers for sharing our grief and mourning on this great government and Her Royal Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, because they provided support rendered to our dear late President during his illness and subsequent death in Britain. We also thank the various organizations that have supported us financially and materially, our brothers and sisters. Our prayer is that may the Almighty God grant you comfort during this trying period. Let your faith be anchored upon the Lord. To my fellow Zambians generally, let us honor our departed President by sparing no united as we soldier on in the development of our nation. And finally, to distinguished fellow mourners from various countries, I wish you God's mercies as you the people of Zambia. So once again, thank you, and may God continue to bless you for what all you have done before and during this day. And thank you.
Our last but one serial is a tradition that we have as Zambia. At this point, there is going to be a presentation. It's well enough, it's good enough. Adjans, carry on. Thank you so much, Your Excellencies. In a word of prayer, His grace. Let us pray. As you always desire to do your will, so in your mercy, forgive whatever wrong you may have done. May His Christian faith, He was united with you. We ask this through Christ our Lord. Give Him eternal rest, O Lord. With you. Let us go forth to console one another.
And the military has done a tremendous job. Then in the final stage, it's a national policy.